Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another of OfferVault's great webinars. And tonight you're in for a real treat. You have two outstanding experts in their field, and we're joined tonight by Greg Cesar and Ty Cohen. Together, they combine a significant amount of experience not only in internet marketing, but strategy development and how to make your business succeed. You're going to get some great information. And at the end of the night, I think you'll be glad you were here. And at that point, I'm going to turn it over to Ty, who's going to explain it all and introduce the Amazon Kindle. Ty, it's all yours.
Awesome. Greg, did you want to chime in really quickly before we get started? I know you had a couple of things that you wanted to
Yeah,
to
absolutely. Definitely, guys, what you want to do, you're going to go through some really good training tonight on how to get started, getting some really good information. So what you want to do is make sure you have a pen, have a pencil ready, whatever your writing utensil. Listen, if you want to do it with chalk, you can do that. But just get ready to get some information and close all the distractions. What I want to do is tell you how Ty came about with this and how I met Ty, and I'm going to tell you what he did before and where he is right now, which to me is absolutely amazing, and also the success that I'm starting to have using the system itself. It probably started around 2006 maybe, when I was at Ty's house one day. And many of you guys know I sell and market a lot of products on the internet, so I don't get impressed very often by seeing, things that are being sold, but this really impressed me. I was at his house one day, and he had boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes of books. And I said, well, what are you doing with all these books? And he said, well, these are the orders that I got to fulfill for Amazon. And at the time, I think you were doing, what were you doing during the peak months?
about 75 to 8,500, so just about 8,000 books a month.
Okay. I mean, folks, think of how insanely crazy that is. About 8,000 books a month he was selling. And I said, oh my goodness, that's a ton of books. And at the time I said, listen, my students would love to know what you're doing. Why don't you put a training together, and then I will introduce you to my students. Well, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009 goes by, and Ty didn't do anything. Well, Amazon comes out with the Kindle program. So now Ty says to me, I'm going to do $100,000 a month selling books on Kindle. This was June of last year. And I said, I don't know what he had for breakfast. I don't know what he smoked at lunch, but it must have been really good for him to think he's going to do $100,000 a month selling books on the Amazon Kindle. To me, it just didn't make any sense. But there's something in life when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And in my case, it was when he showed me one of his checks that came in from the Amazon program, and his monthly check at this one particular time was about $18,000. And I think you're at about $25,000 a month now. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So I saw that check. Let me tell you something. My eyeballs went crazy, and I said to Ty, okay, this is your opportunity now to create something and show people exactly what you're doing. This is not going to happen again. The Kindle is hot, and it's something that the average person who knows absolutely nothing about the internet can do. So January of this year, I said, okay, you've got to show me your system, how you're doing it, before I go out and tell other people about it. So he showed me a couple things. I'd say within a day, I had my first book up on the Amazon. Within 24 hours from there, I made my first sale. I said, okay, this thing's got some legs to it. That first title now does anywhere from 40 to 150 sales a month. I've got a bunch of other titles now. We're doing several hundred sales every single month. And I haven't done anything in probably 5 or 6 months. So imagine if I decided to put in some effort, where I would be. So without further ado, this is a system that works. I'm doing it myself. I've got another one of my friends, and Ty, you don't even know this, but one of our friends who I've helped, he's up to $1,500 a month in sales, and he only started about a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago. So folks, this system really works. Ty, why don't you take over? Tell us about what you're doing and how the folks can take advantage of it.
Awesome. Thank you, Greg. Thank you. I appreciate that intro there, as long as it was. I really appreciate that. Well, guys, tonight what we're going to do is we're going to discuss how to market and sell ebooks for Amazon's Kindle platform. Now, as Greg mentioned, I want you to grab something to write with, a pen, a pencil, a marker, a crayon, and then also grab a good amount of paper. So grab a stack of paper, grab a notepad, a legal pad, whatever you have at your disposal, because you're definitely going to want to take notes, right? There's going to be a few key portions of this webinar that I'm going to point out to you where I really want you to take notes, right? So really detailed notes, and I'll let you know when those pieces come into play here. All right, so what we'll talk about during this presentation is we'll discover what exactly the Kindle is for those of you who may not be familiar with what it is. I'll show you how myself as well as a few other people are just really making a good amount of money publishing content for Amazon's Kindle platform. Then we'll also talk about how you can get started with doing exactly that. So creating your own Kindle account for free, and then how we can get started with doing this all within the next hour or so. Okay, so give me an hour of your time and I'll show you how to do all of this. And then once we get your account open and up and running, I'll show you how to create what I like to call a continuous recurring stream of income. All right, we're always looking for ways to generate income, but what's even better than generating income is generating a recurring stream of income. So I'll show you how to do that as well. As well as multiple streams of recurring income, okay? And last but not least, I'll show you the right way to do it. There's a few ways to do this. There's the wrong way, and then there's the right way. I'm going to show you the right way to do this, all right, so that you build your business on the concrete, not on the sand, and it becomes something that lasts forever for you, okay, for a long, long time. Now, because you guys are part of OfferVault and you're part of Mark Roth's list, I'm going to give you a few extra special bonuses during this webinar. I'll show you how to tell if your idea or the market value that you're looking to get into is a good one or a bad one. And what's really cool about this is when you pick a good market and you start to generate just a ton of sales, it gets like really exciting. So exciting to the point that you may not be able to sleep. Trust me on this, because when I first got started, I saw the sales coming in, and I would literally wake up 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning just to log on my computer and check my sales. So I'll show you how to pick the right markets. Then I'll also show you how to avoid what I call the Amazon slap and use this to your advantage to make even more money. Okay, there's a lot of people that are really doing this the wrong way. All right. Then I'll also share with you a couple of things that I've tested and that I add to my titles as well as to my descriptions that really enhance my sales, so that really allow me to double, triple, and on occasion quadruple my Kindle ebook sales more so than what they would be. I'll also share a few different price points. There's like 4 different price points that I've tested over the last year that really increase sales, so I'll share one of those price points with you as well. And then we'll talk about why having your own ebook just adds a ton of credibility to anything that you're doing. So if you guys are offline business owners, if you're an online business owner, if you're thinking about starting your own business, you definitely want to have your own ebook title because it just adds a lot of credibility. So before we get started, why me and what makes me qualified to teach you how to make money selling content for Kindle? I'm a husband of 7 years, just had my 8th anniversary this past August, a father of 4. I've got 2 beautiful daughters and 2 very handsome sons. This is actually my youngest daughter here. She just won the Princess of North Carolina title, which is the highest title for her age division in North Carolina. That's Summer Cohen there. I've marketed different products online for just over a decade. Right? I've tested, tweaked, and made just a lot of money selling books with Amazon and on Amazon. As Greg mentioned, I started out with their resellers program. Then I moved over to their Advantage program, which is where I sold physical books, which is what Greg talked about earlier when he said he came by my house and I had these 8,000 titles that we were shipping out. So I made a ton of money doing that. And then I started selling books through their associate program. And now I'm doing extremely well with their Kindle program, their Kindle platform. So I know Amazon pretty well. I've tested this stuff for years and years and years. All right, so what is the Kindle? Well, the Kindle is a portable ebook reader, and here it is right here. Actually, this is one variation of it, all right? There's a few different variations, which is pretty cool, and I'm excited about the three newest versions that they just released, and how those three new versions are going to help make me and you more money. So the Kindle is a portable ebook reader that was created by Amazon a few years ago, and what's really cool about this is you can actually go in and shop for, download, and just instantly purchase ebooks and newspapers and magazines and just anything else that's in a written format, an electronic written format, and just download it directly to your Kindle and start to immediately read it like in seconds, right, after you make your purchase. So there's a huge amount of impulsiveness that's tied into the way this operates, which is why it's such a good platform to load content onto and to make money from by selling that content. All right. So right now, for those of you that are old enough to remember, okay, just over a decade or so, we had a shift in the music industry. As a matter of fact, if you're old enough to remember when we had vinyl records, remember that? We had vinyl records, and then we went to 8 tracks, then we went to cassettes, and then we went to CDs, and now we primarily listen to our music in a digital format, like in the form of MP3s or WAV files, right? But primarily like MP3s or iPod tunes, right? So we're seeing the same sort of digital shift take place for the publishing industry, all right, where people are consuming more books in a digital format, in an ebook or Kindle format, than they are in a physical format. And it only continues to grow. As a matter of fact, Jeff Bezos, who's Amazon's CEO, recently released a press release earlier this year that stated for every 100 hardcover books that Amazon.com sells, they sell double that amount in the digital Kindle ebook format. Think about that. Think about where that's going. For every 100 hardcover books that they sell double that amount in the digital format. All right. This shift that's taking place is creating some incredible income opportunities for a lot of people, myself included. As a matter of fact, here are 3 examples. One is the young lady by the name of Amanda Hocking, who's from the Midwest, and she's a 26-year-old who actually first got started with publishing content to Kindle about 1.5 years ago. All right, she had a couple of stories, and she didn't know what to do with them. And someone said, you know what, why don't you make them available on Amazon's Kindle? She did that, and she became one of the first persons to make $1 million publishing content to Kindle. As a matter of fact, Forbes magazine recently published an article on her, and I want to show you guys this article. If you go to Forbes.com, here it talks about who wants to be a Kindle millionaire. And it goes into detail and it talks about Amanda Hocking, 26-year-old, and she was one of the first individuals to sell $1 million worth of her ebooks on Amazon's Kindle platform. Now, one thing about that is when you know that you have a reputable publication like Forbes magazine writing about you and writing about the amount of success that you've had, you know that there's something huge that's taken place, right? Just keep that in mind. The second example is a gentleman by the name of Stephen Lever, a guy over there in the UK, over in Britain, who sells about 2,000 ebooks a day. 2,000 ebooks a day. That's not a typo. I didn't mean to say 2,000 ebooks a year or 2,000 ebooks a month or even a week, but he's selling 2,000 ebooks a day. Now think about this. What about your mental calculators? Even if he only sold his ebooks for 99 cents, that would still mean that he's making about $2,000 a day. All right? Think about that. Now, Amazon does take a cut. They take their percentage. All right? They take 30%, but we'll talk about that more during the later part of this webinar. But he would still be bringing home just a huge amount of income, right? Now, our third example is a gentleman by the name of John Locke, who, according to Amazon, they released another press release that stated that John Locke became the first person to sell 1 million Kindle ebooks. 1 million. And he did it in less than a year. Now, here's a gentleman who did this, who sold 1 million Kindle ebooks from his home. No huge staff, no publishing company, nothing more than what you and I both have at our disposal. Just his computer. That's it. just his computer. You don't have to be a writer to do this. I'm not a writer. I cannot stand writing, and I'll show you how I overcome not being a writer and how you can do the same and how a lot of my students are doing the same in just a moment, all right? So these are just some people that are doing well. There's just hundreds and thousands of people that are just like myself that are doing really well with this. These people are making hundreds of thousands a month. This young lady is making $1 million a month. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there. Okay, right now there's millions and millions of Kindle owners out there. As a matter of fact, when the Kindle device first became available, the only place that you were able to purchase it was from Amazon.com. Only place you could get it was from Amazon.com. Then Amazon started doing a lot of testing, and they saw that the Kindle was really taking off, and they said, you know what, we need to be able to make this available to more people. We realized that not everyone will visit our website, so how do we get it in front of more people? So what do you think they do? They contacted these retail outlets like Best Buys or Targets for Staples, and they said, we've got this device that's really catching fire right now. People are really excited about it, and we'd like to try it out in your physical retail stores. So these guys said yes, and the Kindle became available for sale in these retail outlets. And guess what happens? Amazon starts to see that the retail outlets are selling just a boatload of Kindle devices, just a ton of them, all right? So Amazon's watching what's happening here with the success of your Kindle, but guess who else is watching? Check this out. Walmart is also watching, right? And Walmart says, you know, Amazon, you guys are doing so well with the Kindle, and not only with selling it from your site, but also selling it in these brick and mortar stores. We want a piece of the action. We want to make your Kindle available in our Walmart stores. And what do you think Amazon says? When Walmart, use the questions and answers box, because I know you guys are a bright group here and I want to hear from you. This is going to be an interactive webinar. This is the first question. What do you think Amazon says when Walmart approaches them and says, can we sell your Kindle in our store? RD says, heck yes. Liz Roberts says yes. Vincent says, yeah. Frank says yes. Yeah, you guys are right. Give yourself a pat on the back, right? They said yes because, I mean, Amazon realizes that Walmart is mass market. Once you make something available at Walmart, you reach mass market, right? You reach critical mass almost, right? So the Kindle is now available in Walmarts. And when we saw this happen, I saw a huge spike in the amount of sales that I was making in my Kindle titles. All right, and I'll talk about that in just a bit as well. So the next thing Amazon's CEO, Jeff Bezos, says is, okay, we have the Kindle available on Amazon.com. We have it available in these brick and mortar stores, but we realize that we're still not reaching everyone. How can we reach the people that won't go in and buy a Kindle? So someone over at Amazon, their development team, they came up with the bright idea of creating a Kindle application. So they created this Kindle application that allows you to be able to go in and browse for ebooks and purchase ebooks even if you don't have a Kindle, right? Because you can simply go in and add the Kindle application to any of these devices, your BlackBerry, your Android phone, your iPad, your iPod, your iPhone, your PC, your desktop, your laptop, your Macintosh. So now everyone is able to go in, shop for Kindle ebooks, and purchase them. This means even more money. When I saw that they made this Kindle app available, I saw another spike in my sales. All right, so there's just huge potential for this right now, and you're getting in at the ground level. And I actually call this my own digital diamond mine because it's just a beautiful thing right now, and that's why it took so much convincing from Greg and from a few other people for me to make this course available, because I was just having so much fun with it and just making just a boatload of money, just doing well on my own. I just was a little bit selfish, to be honest with you. I didn't think about sharing this with other people until I was pretty much convinced by my good friend Greg and a few other people who said that there's a lot of people that can benefit from this information. All right, so that's where we are. Now, let's take a look at some of the income that I've been able to generate basically just playing around with this stuff. And I say playing around because it actually took me 2 months to really take this serious. It took me 2 months before I really said, okay, there's something to this. Let me get started. What I'm about to show you are some of the physical checks that I received as a result of publishing content to Kindle. And this is physical because you have two options of receiving your payments from Amazon when you sell your Kindle books. They can make what's known as a EFT, electronic funds transfer, directly into your bank account, or they can send you a physical check. All right. What I'm about to show you, this is not typical. I can't guarantee that you'll make the same amount of money. There's a lot of different factors involved. Everyone is different. As I just shared with you, there's some people that are really like knocking my socks off. They're making millions of dollars, like the young 26-year-old, right? Who's just doing so much better than me. There's some people that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. I'm making about 25 right now. So let's take a look. This is one of my first checks that I got from Amazon. It was in the amount of $2,297.30. All right, $2,297.30. At this point, I have other businesses, so I wasn't really too thrilled when I got this check because I have other businesses that I'm running right now, and I didn't want to dedicate too much time to this because I didn't know where it was going or how long-lasting it could be. So what I did was I added a few more titles, and then I started to play around with different things like title descriptions, and I'll show you what that is. And then the next month, 30 days later, I got another check in the amount of $2,873. So I saw a $600 increase in the span of 30 days. By this time, I'm starting to pay more attention. I'm saying, okay, there may be something to this. Let me play around with this a little bit more. Let me go in and play around with different price points. I started testing different price points. I started testing title elements. I started testing description elements. And the next month, I saw an increase again. And that next check was $4,462.53. By this time, I'm really interested. Okay, I'm saying, okay, there's something to this. And let me continue to add just a few more titles. And I'm still not going crazy with it. I'm just moving in moderation, right? Next month, I saw double the amount I had made previously, and this went to $8,403.84. By this time, I'm doing the Irish jig. I'm excited. Because with my other business, it took me about 5 years before I got to that $10,000 mark, a month mark. With Amazon, it took me just a couple of months. So I'm really seeing the potential now, and now I'm just over $25,000 a month. And what I used to do is I used to log in live and show you guys my account sales as they were coming in live on the webinar, but it's now against Amazon's terms of service to do that. And to keep your accounts in good standing, once we open them up tonight, don't share your account information with anyone. Do not log in and show your account information to anyone because you want to stay within Amazon's terms of service. We're building our businesses on the concrete, not on the sand, okay? This is easy. Anyone can do this stuff, all right? What I just shared with you, don't let those numbers scare you. I'm no smarter than you are. I'm not a writer. As a matter of fact, like I said, I can't stand writing. You don't have to be an expert at marketing. I'm not a marketing expert. What I am good at is creating systems, and I created a system that allows you to follow exactly what I do, as I do it, how I do it, and when I do it. All right? So my entire course is system-based, so you get results. You don't have to have just dozens and hundreds of titles. Actually, that's not the right way to do it. If you remember the first example, one of the examples of individuals that I shared with you that was doing really well with this is a gentleman by the name of John Locke. He has less than 10 titles, but he's making millions of dollars. So he doesn't have just hundreds or dozens of titles, right? Just a few high-quality titles will do very well for you. Now, let's talk about how do you do this, all right? So what I want to show you in the next couple of minutes is how to create your own account so that you can start selling ebooks from. I'll show you how to publish your own ebooks, how to publish reports and other content within that account. I'll show you one of the price points. Remember, I told you I tested 4 different price points. I'll show you one of the price points that I found to make the most amount of profit. Mind you, I didn't say sales, but the most amount of profit. That's what we're after. We're after profit here. We want to make money. I'm going to show you which markets sell the best, because if you know which markets sell well, then it makes the whole entire process just really easy. I'll show you how to pick winning titles for your ebooks. This is a big part of the system. Remember when I said there's going to be key parts of this webinar that I want you to write down. Write this down. If I have the right titles, I increase my chances of selling and making more money. I'm even going to show you how to get access to high quality ebooks and material that no one else has that you can resell and keep 100% of the profits. All right, so let's do this. Greg, I don't know if you're still there, and maybe Rick is still there, but one of you guys, if you have a way of timing this, what I want to do is I want to show everyone that's on the webinar, number one, how to go in and create their account, and then number two, how quickly it can be done. All right, so we're going to go in, we'll create the account, and I want to show you how quickly it can be done so everyone can do this. There's no excuses.
Do I need an egg timer for this, or will a sweep second hand on my Mickey Mouse watch do?
There you go. That's perfect.
Okay, when do you want to start?
Oh, well, let me get over to the Amazon.com site. So you guys want to go to kdp.amazon.com, kdp.amazon.com, and once you do this, you'll see a page that looks like this. First thing you're going to do is you're going to log in to, you'll create an account, all right? So we will go with, so you'll enter your email address here, and then you'll hit, I am a new customer. I don't know why they phrase it this way because we're not buying anything, but just hit sign in using our secure server, not now. Then we'll put in our name, type in our email address once again. We'll put in a password. All right, so you guys want to take notes with this. And if you have any questions, I encourage questions. We'll have a short Q&A at the end of a webinar. Once you're logged in. Now, the cool thing about this is once you're logged in, you're going to see two different terms of service agreements. What I love about Amazon is Amazon wants you to make as much money as possible because when you make money, they make money. All right, so what they allow you to do is they allow you to sell your ebooks not only on their US site, but also on their German site, on their UK site. And they just made their French site available as well. So you get to sell your ebooks on all of their sites. So you're going to agree to the US terms of service. Then you'll also agree to the UK, the German, and the French terms of service as well. Once you do that, you'll see your name up here. You click on to this, and this will take us, that link will take us to my favorite part of this whole control panel here. So let's click on to that. This is where we tell Amazon where to send our checks. So if you choose to be paid in a physical check, you want to make sure that you have your address and your name correct here because this is where Amazon will send you checks once you start to make sales with your ebooks. So you put your street address here. Let's see, Houston, Texas. Then you'll put in your zip code. I don't know what the zip code for Texas is, but we'll add something. You put in your phone number. So you've got all your contact info. Remember, this is where they will send you a check, so make sure this is accurate. Tax reporting name. We'll put the same name here, John's Test. Then you'll pick your business entity, and just for sake of ease during this demonstration, I'll choose individual. If you have a business, you can choose the appropriate type. You'll enter your tax ID information. You don't have to worry about Amazon doing anything funny. They are a multi-billion-dollar, highly reputable company, so your information is highly safe with them. Now, check this out. You have the Amazon.com, Amazon.co.uk, Amazon.de, which is their German site, and Amazon.fr, which is their French site. You're going to tell Amazon how you want to be paid for sales that come in from all of these sites, all right? So your book is going to be listed on all of these sites. So we'll click this drop down, this expansion bar here, and then we'll tell Amazon that we want to be paid by check for any sales that come in on their US site. We'll do the same here, check for sales that come in on the UK site, check, and then check. You can switch this out if you want to, but I'm just going to leave it set at check just for sake of this demonstration. Then we'll hit save. It'll say account information is being saved. Please wait. Once this is done, you are all set. Your account information has been successfully saved. So how long did that take us there, Rick?
Oh, okay. That was 4 minutes, and I'm still trying to figure out how come it was only 4 minutes. I mean, it takes longer than that to apply for a YouTube account.
There you go. That's a beautiful thing. Now, that just shows how easy this is. And you know why Amazon makes it easy? Because, again, they want you to make money. Because every time they make money, you make money, they make money. So they don't overcomplicate the process. So you'll see that it's just as easy when you go to upload your ebooks to make them available for sale on their website. And actually, I want to do that right now. So let's go in. We're going to pretend that we have our first ebook, and we're going to make it available for sale on the Amazon.com site. I'm going to put the horse or the carriage before the horse, as they say here in the South. And I'm going to show you how to upload your ebook first. Then I'll go back and show you how to actually get your ebook created. Okay, so since we're in this control panel, let's go through the process of uploading our ebook. So again, Rick, if you don't mind, if you can get that timer going, this is going to take a little bit longer because there's some really key parts that I want to go over here with you guys. So remember I said there's certain areas where you want to take really detailed notes. This is one of those areas. And Rick, whenever you're ready, let me know.
Okay, on your mark, get set, go.
Okay, so first thing we're going to do is come up to bookshelf, and we'll click onto that link. Then we're going to click on add a new title. So this is where we're going to add our first ebook title. Now, there's certain elements that people pay attention to when they're deciding on which ebooks to buy from Amazon. One of those elements is your title. Your title is your first line of defense. First line of defense, write that down. My first line of defense is my title. All right, studies show that most people make their buying decision based on the title. If the title resonates with them, then chances are they'll go in, they'll research it a little bit more, then they'll buy it. All right, so you want to have a really attractive title, something that really speaks directly to your prospect, to your audience, something that's highly relevant to the content that your ebook contains, something that tells them exactly what they can expect to accomplish after reading your ebook. So fit at 40, how to stay fit after the age of 40. I could have also said Fit at 40, a woman's guide to staying fit after the age of 40, because this is going to be an ebook that's geared towards women. But this is fine, so we'll leave that there. This part, 99.9% of the times you will not use this section, the series title section, the volume title section, or the edition number section. But if you do have a second series, or let's say if you had series 2, then you would just come here and put in series 2. All right? Same thing here, volume 2. Okay? And same thing here, edition 1 or 2. But again, I never use this section, so chances are you won't either. The next part that we're going to come to is your description. Your description area is your third line of defense. And no, I didn't forget how to count. I did say third. First line of defense, your title. Third line of defense is your description. Write that down. My third line of defense is my description. Amazon gives you 4,000 characters. You want to use all 4,000. And what you're going to put here is a beautiful description as to what your reader can expect to accomplish, what type of feeling they can expect to have, what type of experience they can expect to have received after reading your ebook. All right, use as many of these characters to communicate that to your potential reader as possible. All right, they give you 4,000. Use as many as possible. I'm just going to keep it simple for now. Add contributors. This is a cool little feature here. So you come in and you can add the author's name here. You can even add multiple authors, all right? So we'll add John's. Is that I before E? Guys, I am the worst speller ever. So if someone like me can do this, you can definitely do it. So you can also add a illustrator. You can add a narrator, a translator if you wanted to. So let's just leave an author, all right? You don't have to have 2 authors, but if you wanted one, an additional one, you have that option. Language, you're going to select English unless you're ebook is written in one of these other languages. Publication date, always leave this blank. The reason why you want to leave this blank is because it takes Amazon about 24 to 72 hours to approve your ebook. Once they approve it, they'll insert the publication date for you. You always want to have the most recent, freshest publication date. So by leaving this blank and letting Amazon insert that for you, you'll have the most freshest publication date possible. Publisher, you don't have to put anything there. It's totally optional, but if you do have some fancy publisher name you want to put in, or if you have a company name you want to put in, you can do that. ISBN number, these are digital ebooks, so you do not have to include an ISBN number. All right, so far so good, guys? Okay. Verifying your publishing rights, all right? We are building our business on the concrete, not on the sand. So we will not be publishing public domain work. This is not a public domain work, okay? And I explain why in the course. Target your book customers. Very crucial part of this whole setup here. You want to go in and choose the most relevant categories. Not categories that you think are the most general, that the most amount of people will see, but the most relevant. So for this example here, we have a book that deals with staying fit after the age 40, and it's targeted towards women. So we will go to health and fitness as our main category. Our subcategory would be, let's see, one of them would be weight loss. And then women's health. These seem very appropriate, right? Very relevant. And the reason why is because people that are going on Amazon or Kindle ebook readers, ebook buyers, they're a very savvy group, and you want to really speak directly to them, all right? Keywords. They give you 7 keywords. You want to use relevancy here as well. So don't go for generalities like weight loss. You want to go for something that's really specific, something that really talks directly to them. Weight loss for women. Or, perfect example, women's health. All right, so get really relevant there. Now, I gave you the first line of defense, which is your title. I gave you your third line of defense, which is your description. Your second line of defense is your cover. All right, the same studies show that people make their buying decision first based off of the title, secondly based off of the cover. If either one of those resonates with a potential prospect, they'll then go in and read your description. That's why description is number 3. So we will go in and browse for our image, and you want to make sure that you cover something that's highly professional, quality, remember quality, and something that just speaks directly to your potential reader. All right, so your cover should always be in a TIFF or JPEG format. TIFF or JPEG format. Upload it successfully. That's our cover. We're going to close out of this. Your book format, all right? First, we're going to hit do not enable digital rights management because we don't want people to be able to share our books. And then your book format. You always want to format your book in a Microsoft Word doc file format. Microsoft Word doc file format. All right, so, oh, I'm sorry, I chose the wrong extension. Maybe it's still working. They didn't used to allow .docx file extensions, so you had to upload everything in a .doc file extension, but either one will work. And the reason why the Microsoft Word docs work so well is because it's just a lot easier to format. Your other option is uploading your ebook in an HTML format, but again, the Word doc format is just a lot easier. So it'll take just a couple of minutes after you upload it. It'll say converting book file to Kindle format, and once it's done, it'll say success or something to that degree, and then we'll go to the second page, and on that second page is where we tell Amazon how much we want to actually sell our ebooks for and how much we want to be paid in royalties for everyone that sells. All right, so that's a really fun part of this whole process, as you'll see in just a minute. It's just taking a long time here. Let me just go back and upload the .doc version.
So we'll sort of make an adjustment for the lag time there because you put the wrong format in, right? That's your snafu in our timer. We'll give you credit for that. Okay.
Awesome. So it'll say upload and conversion successful. Thanks for pointing that out there, Rick. So once that's done, we then go over to save and continue. This usually takes about 15 minutes right here with the explanations and everything. So this is the second page. Now remember, I told you Amazon wants you to make as much money as possible because when you make money, they make money. That's our recurring theme for tonight. So what they'll do is by default, they have worldwide rights selected, meaning that your ebook will be sold on a global level. You can go in and change this and select to certain countries, but I highly recommend that you don't because you want your book to be sold everywhere, right? The more eyeballs that see your ebook, the more of a potential that you have for selling it and making money. So leave that selected. Royalty option. You have a 35% and 70% royalty option. Now, why do they have two? Well, Amazon does a lot of testing. They actually do more testing than I do. And they found that if you price your ebook between $2.99 and $9.99, more people will buy it because those are impulsive price points. And if you comply with them and price it between $2.99 and $9.99, they will give you a 70% royalty for every ebook copy that sells. But if you don't, if you price it less than $2.99 or more than $9.99, you're only eligible for that 35% royalty, right? So we always want to go for that higher royalty rate. So we're going to follow Amazon's lead and we'll price it between $2.99 and $9.99. And luckily for you, remember those price points that I tested? I've tested 42 different price points over the last year, and there's 4 of them that I've found to really make the most amount of profit. One of those price points is $8.97. $8.97. So look at this. At the 70% royalty rate, when we price our book at $8.97, we earn a royalty of $6.27. So Amazon pays us $6.27 for every single copy that's sold. Right? Now, I know some of you guys might be saying, well, Ty, and I had this battle of the mind as well when I first got started. Ty, if I sold my ebook at $2.99, wouldn't I probably sell more at $2.99 than I would at $8.97 because it's a lower price point? Good question if you were thinking that. Well, let's see what happens. So at $2.99, you're still eligible for that 70% royalty rate, but you're only earning $2.09 per title sold. It's a lot harder to sell 3 ebooks at $2.99 than it is to sell 1 at $8.97, and you still earn more. You earn $6.27. So do you guys see how that works out mathematically? Right? So the higher price point works out in our favor. Then you come here, you check these boxes, and that basically tells Amazon to sell your ebook on their UK site, their German site, and their French site at the same price point according to the currency conversion, right? And to pay you the same royalty amount. And at that point, we are done. We come down here, we say we agree to the Kindle digital publishing terms and conditions, and we hit save and publish, and our book is being published. So, Rick, how long did that take?
Okay, well, if we go back to when you first started, go to kdp.com and then where you take a break and came back and minus the docx error, you're under 14 minutes.
Awesome.
And
awesome.
You didn't really talk all that fast, and there's only one thing I saw there, and a couple of people have asked, and it was a little bit hard to understand, the issue of digital right management. You said no to one point and yes to another, yes and no to another. Can you just maybe clarify that a bit? Because it was a bit confusing as to whether or not you want digital right management throughout or you don't want DRM.
No, actually, that's a good point. You do want to enable digital rights management so that people are not able to go in and share your ebook with other Kindle owners and things like that. So yes, you do want to set that to yes. And I actually talk about that, the pros and cons. You know, there's pros and cons to both, and I talk about how you can use each to your advantage in the course. There's some really cool things that you can do with each setting. So it strictly depends on what you're after.
Well, I'm just trying to get over the fact that you can go on here and sign up, and after you've gone through the sign up, if you've had a book in your pocket and a cover story or a cover and a description, in 15 minutes you can publish a book, whereas back when I was trying to be a writer, it was 8 months to get a guy to read my book, and even then, 4 months before I get a letter saying he didn't like it. And 15 minutes, you're on the world market. It's pretty amazing.
And Absolutely, and and that's a great comparison. I'm glad you pointed that out because I mean it could take forever to get a manuscript out to one of these guys, right? And here you're available on a global level. You don't have to be a writer. As I said, I'm not a writer. I'm the furthest thing from a writer. As you guys saw, there's a few words that I had issues with spelling. But once you're done, your book is basically published. It's in the review stages, right? It takes about 24 to 72 hours for Amazon to review it. Once you come back and it's been approved, it'll say live, and then you can go to Amazon.com or Amazon.uk, and you'll see your book being sold on those sites as well. All right, so now we just talked about how to go in, open your account, upload your ebook. Let's talk about how do you go in and find ebooks that are selling, find topics that people actually want to pay money for. And if you're not a writer like I am, how do you get this content created? All right. So I know you guys are asking those questions, but before we get there, just think about this. All right. This is a new multi-billion-dollar market that you have the opportunity to get into with the help of a multi-billion-dollar company like Amazon.com. Totally legitimate, tons of credibility. Right? As a matter of fact, according to Forrester Research, $1 billion worth of ebooks were sold last year. $1 billion. And by 2015, that number is expected to triple to $3 billion. And I've seen some analysts actually estimate those numbers to be higher and as high as $5 billion. So there's just I mean, you can't do much with that amount of money, but it'll help pay a couple of bills. There's just a ton of money to be made, and it's a ground level opportunity. All right, it's a total set it and forget it system. As you saw, it just took a couple of minutes to upload that ebook, and it will continuously sell. I have ebooks that I uploaded last year that are still selling to this day, that will sell next month, that will sell next year. All right, you don't have to drive traffic. Most of you guys that are trying to build online businesses, you know that the number one headache is just trying to get people to your website, right? Or to your affiliate offer. You don't have to take orders. Amazon does that for you. There's no customer service issues. Amazon handles that for you. No shipping of orders. These are digital ebooks. The best thing about this is you don't have to find people to go in and buy your stuff. Think about it. Every single person that visits Amazon.com is a buyer. They're going to the site with the intention of purchasing something. Every single time I visit Amazon, I know that I'm going to buy something. It's just a matter of what, right? And I'll show you how to make sure that that what is your what so that you sell. Amazon pays you 70%, as I shared with you earlier, every single month, recurring income. Anyone can join this program. I know a few people asked, Ty, I'm in California or I'm in North Carolina, such as where I'm at. I'm in North Carolina right now, or I'm in Michigan. Is this like their associate program where there's certain states that you cannot be from? This is not their associate program. This is their Kindle direct publishing program. As a matter of fact, you can be from any state in the U.S. You can be from any country on the planet. You can earn 70% royalties. I want to show you guys something here. Let's go back to our account. So I know some of you guys are outside of the U.S. and you are wondering about countries, right? If you're outside of the U.S., can you still do this? Take a look at all of the different countries that you can be from. Okay, the U.K., Jersey. They list Jersey as well, I guess there is a country, Jersey. Canada, Austria, Australia, all right? Brazil, Switzerland, Ethiopia. Okay. Mexico, Croatia, India, St. Lucia. So you can literally be from any country on the planet and still do this, right? Amazon wants.
Well, I think one of the things that would be worth mentioning when you talk about the royalty rate, do you have any idea what royalties people get from paperback sales? What an author gets from a paperback?
I have a good friend of mine that has sold almost 2 million copies of, he's got a couple of recipe books out there, and if I say his name, a lot of you guys would know his name. But he's getting like 2%, I think it is.
Yeah, like, I mean, this kind of royalty on a book is insane compared to what you get in the hard or paper version of a book for royalties. plus all the management fees, the agency fees, la da 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 da. So in essence, what you're saying is that if you can spell and write something or get someone to write it to you, well, you're opening examples of those people who've turned this into an extremely successful publishing business for themselves.
Absolutely.
I mean, KJ Rowling would be envious.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it's a totally different model right now, and that's why this thing is so beautiful, because it's totally turning the industry upside down, and it's leveling the playing field to the point where anyone can get in. All right. So I'm glad you pointed that out. Now let's talk about, what do you sell? You can literally sell. I sell ebooks based on multiple topics. I like to test. So I have ebooks that are out there that deal with how-to info, stories, guides, reports, manuscripts, biographies, courses. I have a student of mine that's doing really well. He's making about $3,500 a month publishing biographies, and these are very short biographies. All right, so there's 3 ways to get your content that you can sell. I use all 3 of these. Number 1, you can hire someone to write it for you, as Rick just touched on. All right, hire someone to write it for you. This is the option that I use the most, because I am not a writer. All right. I have a system in place right now that's part of this course that shows you how to get written content created for as little as $20 all the way up to $40 per piece, and you own 100% of the rights to it. You can resell it as long and as often as you want. You can put your name on it. You can put your name in the byline. You can create a pen name and include that on the byline as the offer. Or number 2, you can write it yourself. Right? For those of you that are writers, this is the option that's perfect for you. Number 3, you can use private label rights as a starting point. Okay, note I said as a starting point. You don't want to take private label rights material and just upload it into your account, because that's not building your business on the concrete. That's building your business on the sand, and Amazon doesn't like that. But you can get some great private label rights material that you can go in and use as research starting points from sites like the PLRstore.com. And there's a ton of others that I give you in this course as well. Here's an example of what the PLRstore.com looks like. When you go to their site, they literally have thousands of PLR ebooks that you can buy resale rights to and use these as research pieces. So take a look at all of the different topics that you can go in and do research under, right? Gambling, gardening, graphics, health, hobbies, holiday, social marketing. And then when you click on to one of these, it expands even more so, all right? So we just clicked on to health, and then under the topic of health, we see 36 potent foods, 7 habits of holistic development, adult dyslexia, allergy relief source book. So these are all ebooks. And look at the price points that you can grab these things for, right? So you purchase one of these, you give it to a writer, you say, I want something similar to this, create that content for me. You now own content that you can sell on your Amazon account. You're not going to put the PLR material up there. Remember that. We're doing this the right way. There's a few marketers that are out there that are telling people to go in, purchase PLR material, and spam Amazon with it. Don't do that. Right? Do not do that. That's the quickest way to get your account slapped and potentially terminated. Right? You guys are a smart bunch. You have to be, because you're dealing with Rick and Mark Roth. So I know that you'll take my advice very seriously. Now let's talk about, how do we find hot topics to publish? All right, this is the most exciting, one of the most exciting portions of this entire webinar here. Let's take a look at how do you do this. And in order to do this, we're going to use Google's free keyword tool. So go to google.com, type in Google free keyword tool or free Google keyword tool. The first result that you see here at the top is the one that you'll click on to. Once you do that, it takes us to a control panel that looks like this. This is where we enter our phrases or keywords for topics or genres or subjects that we're thinking about publishing ebooks for. So, for example, I entered the phrases dreams interpretation, what do dreams mean, and meaning of dreams, because I want to find out if there's a marketplace for ebooks that deal with this type of subject matter, right? When we do this, there's a few key things you want to pay attention to. Write this down. I want to focus on what's shown under the global monthly searches column. You'll see global monthly searches, you'll see local monthly searches. Global monthly searches is what we want to pay attention to. The second thing is we want to pay attention to results that fall between, well, I'll share that with you guys in just a minute because I don't want to jump ahead. So let's look at some of this. Dreams and interpretation. Over the last 30 days, we had 2.2 million people that typed dreams and interpretation into Google because they want to find out more about that subject, right? Dreams, meaning of. We have 500,000 people that typed in this phrase, dreams, meaning of, because obviously they want to find out what their dreams mean, right? As do all of these people here. The meaning of my dreams. We had 18,000 people that typed that in. The meaning of my dreams. This is perfect. And this is one of the reasons why I have it highlighted, because when you're searching, you want to look for results that fall between 10,000 to 100,000 global monthly searches. Why 10,000 to 100,000, Ty? Well, good question. Because if it's less than 10,000, then the market is much too small. We want to make money, right? And the marketplace is just not large enough. If it's more than 100,000, then the marketplace is just too broad. It's just too broad, and we want to niche it down some. We want to speak directly to the niches. That's the first reason why I have this highlighted. The second reason why is because remember towards the very beginning when we were in our Amazon Kindle account, I told you that your first line of defense is your title. People will make their buying decisions based off of the titles. Number one. So you can use this tool not only to do some cool research to find out what people are looking for and what you can give them, but also to come up with some cool titles. Like these phrases that people are searching for, these make some of them make some perfect titles. The meaning of my dreams. That's an excellent title. Not only is it an excellent title, but you've got 18,000 people that are searching that phrase into Google. Think about that. I'm going to talk about this a little bit more because I really want you to get this. This is really important. Let's show you another example. In this example, I typed in desserts with strawberry. Okay. Remember, I told you want a combined total of between 10,000 to 100,000 global monthly searches. Desserts with strawberry gets 33,000 searches. Perfect, right? But also, if you look at the rest of these keywords, these phrases, they all deal with people wanting to pull up strawberry recipe desserts. So if you add these all up, they'll all be between 10 to 100,000, just under 100,000 actually. So let's look at some more. Strawberry desserts recipes, 12,000. Recipes, strawberry desserts, 12,000. Look at the ones that I have circled in red here. Amazing titles. Not only do we have the searches that we're looking for, fits right between our search criteria, right? But we also come up with two cool titles. Recipes for desserts with strawberries and easy strawberry desserts. Amazing titles. I like to add on to my title sometimes when they're short. So for this one, I might add easy strawberry desserts that you can make in less than 15 minutes. Or easy strawberry desserts that your family will love. Okay? So right now, I know there's a few people that are saying, well, Ty, I don't get it. We're selling these ebooks on Amazon, not Google. So why should we be concerned with using Google's keyword tool to create titles? Good question. If you're asking that question in your head, give yourself a pat on the back. Well, the reason why is because Google loves Amazon. Google loves Amazon. Write that down. Google loves Amazon. The higher you can get your titles ranked in Google, the more additional money you'll make just by picking up people who just happen to be searching Google and come across your Amazon title. All right? Do you get that? The more people you can pick up who just happen to be searching Google and see your Amazon title listed in Amazon in Google, click onto it and buy it, the more money you can make. All right, let's take a look at a couple of examples. Here's the first example. Here's an ebook that was just published this year. The title is How to Market and Sell Your Ebook. That's a phrase that someone would type into Google, right? Especially if you have an ebook. How to market and sell your ebook. Look at where it comes up in Google. First page, second position, Amazon.com. Do you see how powerful this is? Not only are you using the power of Amazon to sell your ebook, but you're also tag teaming with Google to sell even more. This is incredible. When I found this out, this really helped me boost my sales. And I stumbled upon this. Do you see that, Rick?
Yeah, and also what jumps right out at you, anybody who is less than 95 years old and is literate knows right away, oh, that's a book I can buy right there on Amazon. Who knows what those other four things are, but Amazon, yeah, right there.
Credibility.
there's no thought process to, am I going to get something about this? And if I want a book on it, Amazon sells stuff. It doesn't try to enlist me in some guy's wacky program. It just sells me stuff.
And it tells you exactly what you're looking for. It's too simple. It gives you reviews, so you know automatically, hey, this is something that other people are saying is a quality product. Gives you at a glance the price of it, $4.99. It's within that impulsive price range of $2.99 to $9.99. Right? So do you guys see how this is extremely powerful right here? I love this part of it right here. Right? I can't let my wife hear me say that, but I love this part of it. So moving on to another example. Okay, here's another ebook that was just published this year: How to Earn Passive Income in a Lousy Economy. Type that into Google. And not only does it appear on the first page, but first, second, and third position. First, second, third position. You're dominating 3 of the hardest positions to get on Google with your ebook. Use this to not only find topics, but to create titles. As a matter of fact, remember, I talked about your title being your first line of defense. I'm going to harp on this. And I want to give you guys some more content. I want to show you some additional ways to create killer titles. I use what I've created over the last year and have termed to be my title enhancers. And these things have actually helped me to double and triple my ebook sales once I found this out, once I picked up on this. I've tested these things over the last year, and I've created some that really work extremely well. I'm going to share a few of them with you. I give you a ton of them in the course. I give you my better selling, my better performing ones in the course. But when you're titling your ebooks, you actually want to get into the mindset of your prospect. You want to think like the individual that's looking for your ebook. So your title might say, stain your deck like a professional. And obviously that's for someone who's looking to stain his deck. You've got a guy who's been promising his wife for the last month that he would do this. His wife says, if you don't do it today, you're sleeping on the couch. So he heads over to Amazon. He's got his Kindle. He needs fast results. He has no time to go to a bookstore. He says, I need to stain my deck. How am I going to get this done? How am I going to stain my deck? He sees your ebook that says, how to stain your deck like a professional. It's answering the question that he's asking in his head. How am I going to get this done? So do you see how this works? When you have your titles crafted in a way that they answer the question that your prospect is asking of themselves, you now make your sales process so much more easier. All right? Here's another example. 21 quickest ways to make money online. For anyone that's looking to make money online, they don't want to learn how to do this in 5 years like it took me, 10 years like it took me. They want the quickest way to do it. All right? 21 quickest ways to do it. Fastest way to get your nursing degree. My wife just graduated and became a registered nurse. And when she was looking to go to school, she didn't want to do this over 11 years. She wanted to do this in the fastest way possible. Right? So do you guys see how these work? Cheapest ways to, easy ways to, tips to, best way to. Right? So those are just a few of the title enhancers. I give you some of the better ones in the course as well. Let's take a look at some of these in the Google Keyword Tool, and I want to show you why they work so well. So I added these title enhancers into the Google Keyword Tool, and you see how many searches come up? So we had 338 million people, not 338,000, 338 million people that included the phrase how to in their Google search in some form or fashion. Right? So for example, tips on how to lose weight. We had 30 million people that added the phrase tips to their Google search. So this is why these title enhancers work so well, because people are adding them to their searches. And what Google will do is Google will also give you other phrases that are similar or that include your title enhancers as well. So you can use these other phrases to come up with titles also. The best way to lose weight. Excellent title. Let's look at a few more examples. How to. Add the title enhancer how to along with your topic or the subject that you're thinking about publishing an ebook for, and it becomes just so easy to come up with a niche subject, a niche topic that deals with gardening or whatever it is that you're looking to publish content for. So we look here and we see how to garden. That phrase received over 45 million global monthly searches. Way too broad, right? Way past our 100,000 search mark. But if we come down to some of the other keyword ideas that Google gives us, They show us that how to make a garden receives 200,000. That's still above what we want. How to design a garden received 500,000. That's still above what we want. How to build a raised garden bed, 12,000. So that's definitely between our search mark of 10,000 to 100,000, right? Not only that, but it's really specific, right? Not how to build a garden bed, but how to build a raised garden bed. So do you think if you have an ebook that's titled How to Build a Raised Garden Bed and someone's looking for that specific type of garden bed, a raised garden bed, that it would appeal to them? Absolutely. And you've got 12,000 people that are searching for that. I actually should have kept this example for myself, but I wanted to over-deliver, so there you guys have it. So this is an extremely easy, profitable way to publish highly in-demand content to Amazon's Kindle. I mean, this thing works for every market. I've tested multiple markets. It works for every market, niche markets, small markets, large markets, obscure markets. It works for, I have ebooks. My students have long reports, short reports, stuff that I've written, private label rights, stuff that we use as a starting point, stuff that we had ghost written. All right, so there's no reason why you can't make money with this. Think about it. Amazon, with their Kindle publishing platform, they solve all of the traditional barriers. You don't have to have money. As you saw, there's no upfront startup cost. We were actually able to create our account for free, right? We were able to do that in less than 5 minutes. You don't have to be an expert. You don't even have to be smart, all right? I've actually tested someone who's not smart. I'm going to whisper that, all right? You don't need an ISBN or a barcode because everything is digital. You don't have to be a writer. I can't stand writing. I failed English 101 twice in school. Not once, but twice in college. My wife says I shouldn't share that with people, but it's the reality. If I can do this, you can do this. You don't need to know how to write copy or be a marketer. You don't have to understand pay-per-click or article marketing. You don't need traffic. Amazon gives you as much traffic as you want. And using the Google tool, you get even more traffic. Some people are lazy. I can't help you with that. But, I mean, it takes about 7 minutes to upload each new revenue stream. Each ebook that you upload becomes its own revenue stream. Remember at the very beginning we spoke about having multiple streams of income? Each ebook that you upload becomes its own income stream, and it takes about 7 minutes. We actually did it in 14 minutes, and that's with me explaining everything to you. This is for anyone who's looking for an easy way to make money. All right, you can do this if you've never sold anything in your life. I made it extremely easy, so even if you're a newbie, you can do this using my step-by-step, paint-by-numbers system. Everything is systematically laid out so that you can follow along. You can do this if you have an 8th grade education. I have a 13-year-old that does this. My daughter does this, right? And she handles a portion of my account that brings in about $3,500 to $4,000 a month. Not to take anything away from her, but she's 13 years old, and I tested her. Remember, I told you I'm a testing fanatic. I tested 2 people. One was my daughter, and one was a friend of mine who doesn't have any more than a 7th grade education. All right? They both have been able to take the course and do well with it. You can do this if you have limited experience, limited internet access. I have a student of mine who has no internet access. His personal challenge to himself is uploading ebooks every time he goes to a Starbucks internet cafe. All right? Hate writing, you can do this. If you have no technical skills, you can do this. If you live in any country outside of the U.S., or if you live in any state within the U.S., you can do this. Let's take a look at some of the testimonials that I've received so far, and then I want to share some more information with you guys. I'm excited and grateful to be in on this, especially at the time that this is happening. I felt that it was meant for me. This comes from Thavia, one of my better students here. Another one of my students, Lakeisha, who's a young lady out on the West Coast, she says, Ty, I'm a single mom raising 3 sons working on a job just over broke that she knew she had to get out of. I made the sacrifice. I took a chance. I believed in the system. I believed in myself and the God-given ability to create wealth. I did it, and so can you. All right? Single mom. She's got 3 sons. She did it. Another one. This is one of my favorite students here. This guy's a senior. He sends me a testimonial every time he reaches a milestone. Right, here's 2 of his testimonies. He says, Ty, you gave me the motivation and inspiration to change my life financially by publishing for Kindle. This type of work is a great fit for me as a senior guy who truly needs the money after going unexpectedly unemployed for my college job. Then, after he got up and running with video number 1, he sends me another testimonial. He says, "Hi, Ty, just finished video number 2. The title and description information is awesome. It puts us in a whole different level than others. Just great information." All right, this guy is just amazing. Here's a screenshot of my bank account not too long ago. And this is just from one account. I say one account because when I first started, I made a mistake of opening 2 accounts. You don't need 2 accounts. You just need 1 account. Write that down. I just need 1 Kindle account. This account, when I woke up in the morning, I went to check my bank account and it had $13,517.08 sitting in it. All right. At this point, the Amazon French site was not open yet. So I have sales from my Amazon US store sales. These are my US royalties. Royalties for my UK Amazon sales, and royalties for my German Amazon sales. As you can tell, your US sales are always going to bring in the bulk of your income, no matter what country you're in, no matter what state you're in, no matter what you publish. All right, and that's simply because the US site has more traffic going to it. All right, so that was that. This is a literal diamond mine. How would you like to have your own diamond mine? I mean, how could something like this change your life? Think about it. You don't have to have a ton of titles. As a matter of fact, one of the examples that I shared with you earlier was the gentleman, John Locke, who only has 9 titles, and he sold a combined 1 million copies in under a year. This is not according to me. This is according to Amazon. You guys go in, you can research that press release, and you'll see that Amazon released a press release saying that he sold over 1 million copies, less than 10 titles, and he did it in under a year, working from home. Average guy just like you and I. What could you do with something like this? Could you buy a better house? Could you buy your first house? Could you use it to pay off your mortgage like my wife and I are doing? We're paying our mortgage off super early. All right? Could you use it to pay for your kids' college education and to save for their education like we're doing? Could you use it to take some excellent vacations, get out of debt? All right? Let's talk about why most people fail. And then I want to share a few other methods with you as well. So hold on. I've had millionaires, as well as some of the most well-known internet marketers and business people who are at the top of their game, order a copy of this program from me. As a matter of fact, one of the individuals that ordered the other day, I was just totally blown away when I saw his name come through, and I just couldn't believe it. But they're ordering because they see the value in this. They understand that it's a ground-level opportunity. Most people fail simply because they undervalue the opportunities that are given to them. This is a simple process. Don't overcomplicate this. This is something that works month after month, all right? Set it and forget it system. What I've done to get those checks one time continues to generate income for me. And if I want to create another revenue stream, I just go in and I add more titles to my account. And now it's even possible to make even more money because Amazon just recently, this I'm super excited about. I'm super excited by this because I thought this would not happen up until maybe about Christmas. I thought they would go in and create a Kindle that was less than $100 to really make it affordable and really get more people as owners of Kindles, right? But they went in and they did something really cool. They have a $79 version. So think about that. Then they also have a version that competes with the iPad, all right? So it's a full browser, color version. It's only $199. Then they have the $99 version. So with these new versions that they just introduced, they're really, really taking this serious. It's a long-term thing. This is something that's long-term. Again, you can be from any state, any country. This is your diamond mine. Don't pass it up. Make sure you get your copy right now. Don't leave because I got some extra cool things I want to share with you. But I do want those that are fast action takers to visit the website right now because I have some cool bonuses that I'm going to give you. You're not going to believe these bonuses once I share them with you. 30dayprofits.com/Mark. All lowercases. www.30dayprofits.com/Mark. And what I'll do is, Rick, if you can put that into the questions box, that would be cool. If you need me to do it, I'll do it as well.
Hang on a sec while I restart my typing program because I forget how to type. I'll put that in for you right now.
You must be like me. Good to know I'm not the only one here. So You'll get the entire system. What I've done is I put together a complete course that shows you step by step how I took my account from zero to over 20,000 a month in less than a few months. I drop my guard. I show you every single thing that I've learned about making money publishing material to Kindle. All right, that includes the other test results that I've used to double and then triple the amount of money that I've made, as you guys saw when I showed you the income that I'm generating. These test results are just phenomenal. This stuff alone is just worth the price of the course alone. All right. I'll show you how to find topics to publish that are in high demand. Easiest way to make money online is to find out what people want, what's in high demand, and then provide it to them. These are topics that sell like crazy. I've tested dozens of different topics, dozens of them. Okay, and there's just a ton of them that I found that sell very well. I call these my mega money ideas. I'll show you how to pick the best way to go, whether that's PLR material and using that as your starting point, or hiring a ghostwriter and having that person create the content for you, or writing it yourself. If PLR is your thing, I'll show you my 3 favorite places to get low cost, high quality PLR. Remember, it's all about high quality, all right? It's all about quality, not quantity. Quality, not quantity. If you want to hire someone to write your content, I'll show you the right way and the wrong way to do this. Now, this is really crucial because I know a lot of people that try to do this on their own and they really screw things up big time. They end up making mistakes to the point where they'll pay someone to write their content and then they don't own the rights to that content. Don't make that mistake. I show you how to avoid that. If you choose to write your own content, remember I told you that Amazon takes 24 to 72 hours to approve your ebook? Well, if you choose to write your own content, I'll give you my pre-formatted template. Remember I told you I'm all about systems. This template makes the entire process easy. So you basically go in, you load your content into the template, and it gets your content approved 99.9% of the time. It's basically fill in the blanks and go. All right. Again, the site is www.30dayprofits.com, and hang on because I got some more stuff I want to show you as well as some cool bonuses. The simple strategy that I taught one of my buddies, and that buddy is Greg Caesar. I'm going to show you guys what I taught Greg Caesar that's making him, actually not Greg, I'm sorry, but my buddy that I told you that has a 7th grade education level. This is another test. I tested him and I tested my 13-year-old. I said if I give them the course with no direction from me, and if they can do it, anyone can do it. This guy has a 7th grade education level. He's now publishing 2- and 3-page reports. 2- and 3-page reports, and he's making almost he's not at $4,000 a month. He's making almost $4,000 a month. Super easy. All right, super easy. I'll also tell you the same thing that I told Greg Caesar. Has allowed him to test 2 ebooks and sell over 100 copies right out the gate. His first time doing it. If Greg could do this, Greg, I don't know if you're still on the line, but if he can do this, guys, you can do this. All right? Yep. I'll show you how to find what people are searching for because, again, the easiest way to make money is to find out what people want to buy and then give it to them. I'll show you how to do this. I showed you how to do this to a degree using Google's keyword tool, but I go into some really other resources in the course that really blow away the Google keyword tool. So I'll show you those resources as well. And I'll give you the other 3 price points that I've tested and found that doubled, tripled, and even quadrupled my ebook sales. I told you one price point was $8.97. I'll give you the other 3 price points that even bring in more of a profit than the $8.97 price point. I'll also give you the other things that I found to create best-selling titles and descriptions. Remember, your title is your first line of defense. Your description is your third line of defense. I'll show you how to use these other elements that I've found to really draw some attention to your ebooks. Once you really master this, it's super powerful because it's all about getting eyeballs to your ebook. The more eyeballs you can get to your ebook, the more copies you're going to sell. I also told you that your second line of defense is your cover. So with that said, I'm going to show you how to get super professional covers, just like the one I used in the example, right, for less than $3. For less than $3. I know some people that pay $50, $60, $100 to have covers created. I've created a system that allows you to get these done for $3, high quality covers. Remember, quality over quantity. I'll also show you how to get hundreds and even thousands of other websites to post links back to your ebooks on Amazon that will enable you to make even more money. This is something that is making me about an extra $4,500 a month just using this outside of Amazon. It's a cool strategy that I'm really excited about. and I share that with you. I'll also show you some of the other tips that I've created that allow you to create great high-quality content that you can sell on Amazon. This is something that tripled my sales. When I was showing you guys my checks, you noticed that I went from 2,800 to 8,000. This is what allowed me to make that quantum leap there. I'll also show you live examples of top 5 money-losing mistakes that I see people make all the time, especially when they try to do this on their own. These are mistakes that, number one, waste a lot of time, and number two, waste a lot of money. You don't want to make these mistakes. Then you'll get access to my entire list of title enhancers. I gave you guys about a half dozen of these, but I've got a ton of them that work extremely well. So I give you my better selling, my better performing title enhancers in this course. These are things that help you to make money day in and day out. As a matter of fact, we just got back from vacation in Puerto Rico, and I made thousands of dollars the entire week that we were there, all right? And it's all in part due to my title enhancers. And if you still have questions, which you won't, you'll also get my private email address so that you can ask me questions. Now, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but it's a get-rich-slow and stay-rich system. It's got multiple can't-lose factors. Number one, it's easy. You don't need any special skills. As I mentioned, my 13-year-old and my 7th grade education buddy does this. All right? You're dealing with Amazon. They are a multi-billion-dollar company. Amazon needs you just as much as you need them. They need your content, all right, just to help them to maintain that edge. They're number one with ebook sales. Number three, you make money month after month. It's a recurring system, all right? Get your copy right now by going to 30dayprofits.com. It's 30day, D-A-Y, profits with an S at the end, profits.com/Mark. And now let's talk about value, and then I'll show you the bonuses. So even if you paid 20 grand for this course, you won't pay that much, but even if you did, if I would have paid $20,000 for this last year, I would have came out so far ahead. I would have made this money back in just 2 months, and everything else after that is gravy. As a matter of fact, I've got one of the biggest internet marketing gurus and I were holding a private by invite only live seminar at his home in Atlanta where we're teaching this information live, and we have people who are signing up at $5,000 each because they see the value in the system, right? You won't pay anywhere near those amounts, but anything that you pay is worth it because this is a life-changing system. Now, when you get it, there's 2 things that I would like to ask of you. Number one, provide me with a testimonial of your success. I really like to see how well my students are doing. I get testimonials all the time, and it really makes my day, so I really like that. Number 2, please do something with this. This is an easy system. I've laid it out to the point where it's paint by numbers simple. It's extremely easy, right? Please do not order this and not do anything with it. It's just too easy to get this right. Get your copy by going to www.30dayprofits.com/Mark. This is an entire course. It's a physical course that gets shipped out to you. There's multiple video CDs that you'll get. You'll get an audio CD as well. It's not a 30-day or 30-page ebook. There's just a ton of content on this thing. I go over everything. All right, I put every single thing in there, and I've made it really easy so that even newbies and beginners can follow along and get quick results. All right. So what I want you to do now is let's talk about the bonuses. For everyone that orders right now before 12 midnight, you're going to get the following bonuses. All right, these are the fast action bonuses. This is an audio CD of Greg Caesar and I. And remember I told you he was able to take 2 titles and just sell 100 copies right out the gate? Well, this is the audio CD where I show him how to do that. I reveal stuff that he was able to go in and implement and some of the advanced tactics that he's been able to put into play. And you'll get the eavesdrop on that entire conversation. This is an hour plus long, and you'll get that bonus. This thing is priceless. I could not put a value on this because even if you made $500 on this, it's amazing. If you made $5,000 just off of this info, it's super. If you made $50,000 off of it, it's amazing. Right? So there's no sort of value. I can't guarantee you that you'll make those dollar amounts, but whatever amount you make, it's priceless. All right? You get this audio along with the entire Kindle cash flow system. Now, the other thing that you're going to get is Bonus number 2, which is a course that I'm creating. You'll get this about a month after you go in and place your order. And this course will show you how to publish your ebooks to Barnes & Noble's their Nook platform. They have a Nook platform, which is similar to the Kindle platform. And I'm actually creating a course right now that will show you how to go in and publish your content to that platform as well. So you'll get that mini course as a bonus. All right, this has a value of over $500. All right, imagine publishing your ebooks to both of these platforms, the Kindle platform as well as the Nook platform. You've now doubled the amount of exposure that you have as well as your income potential. All right, so that's your extra bonus. All right, bonus number 2, when you place your order before midnight Eastern time. The third bonus is the option to pay in multiple installments. Everyone can afford this. I did this simply because I want to make sure that with something this easy, everyone can get in on this. I don't want to leave anyone out. I don't want anyone to be excluded. All right, this is a life changer. It's just done some amazing things for myself and for my family and for my students that are just doing really well with this. So I wanted to do something extra special. I can't leave this option up for long, so please take advantage of that. And there you have it. You get all 3 special fast action bonuses when you order directly from this webinar right now before midnight Eastern time. And that's it. And Rick, do you have anything that you want to add before we go into a quick Q&A there?
Well, I'm still getting over the fact that I wasted all those years trying to sell manuscripts and things to people who wouldn't acknowledge my existence, and I got enough rejection slips to wallpaper my garage, and now I can do this online. It just floors me. And the rate of return is insane compared to dealing in paper, and typewriter.
Absolutely.
It's ludicrous. and I'm just looking through some of the questions, and a lot of them are, the kind of things that people are thinking in terms of, what's the minimum required, and how do you write a book that people want to read? You've covered how to find titles. I imagine there's no minimum. You mentioned you can have a 2-page book, and for the kind of books you're selling, are you looking to write, 30, 40, 50,000 word volumes, or are you trying to keep them pretty short?
That's an excellent question. So now with this shift that we're seeing taking place, we're also used to getting information instantly, like we want it in a flash. So what I found in my test is books that have pages between 20 to 40 pages in length are the ones that sell the best, right? That sell the best. So you don't have to have 100 pages, 200 pages to do this. And I'm glad you brought that up because I know that's something that a lot of people will ask. 20 to 40 pages do extremely well, all right? If you're going for, and I talk about this as well, that 2 and 3 page process that my buddy is doing extremely well. I talk about that in the course. I don't want to give away too much just to be fair to everyone that's ordered. But it just works really well. We've got some other questions. Let's see. Gary says the site is coming up blank. Actually, Gary, the site is coming up pretty well. We've got actually a lot of people that are taking action and placing their order. All right. So actually, you don't want to leave the mark off. Please make sure that you 30-day profits.
No, it's coming up fine for me. So
.com. Yeah, even if you leave the mark on, it comes up perfectly fine. So we'll send that to everyone. Make sure you have the S on the end. So 30dayprofits.com. 30dayprofits.com. And Zoe says, what exactly is your guarantee? Excellent question, Zoe. This comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So it's 30 days from the point that you get the course. So we don't play any games. That's how confident I am in the system. So it's not like 30 days from when you order. It's 30 days from the point that you get it, so you can go in and actually start using this thing, all right, and doing well with it. So there you have it. Let's see. We've got a couple of other questions that are coming in. I want to make sure that everyone is able to actually see the site. So make sure that you do not add the S on the end. What about the no domain books? Says Nick. Nick, I'm not sure as to what you're asking, but public domain books, you don't want to go in and sell public domain books because Amazon doesn't like duplicate content. And if you're selling a public domain title, chances are someone else is selling a public domain title. So you just want to avoid that ball game altogether. All right. Let's see. Mark Quinn has a great question. Mark Quinn says, what is the biggest challenge? No one has ever asked that question before, Mark Quinn. And I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. The biggest challenge, and for those of you that were on since the very beginning, you might remember where I said it took me 2 months before I got started. Well, the biggest challenge is taking action and getting started. That's with anything. The biggest challenge is getting up and taking action. That's the biggest challenge. Everything else is easy compared to that, right? Kirill says, what is a good ghostwriting site? Kirill, I give you 3 great ghostwriting sites that I have a lot of cool experience with, that I've had some phenomenal results with, that have some nice protection processes in place. They've got some cool escrow processes in place, so you're totally protected. Let's see. Michael says, again, what is the guarantee? Michael, this comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Oh, Rick says, do you use your real name as the author or a pen name? That's a great question. Well, Rick, I use a lot of pen names. I don't use my real name, and the reason why is because I don't want people copying the titles that I put up. As a matter of fact, I recommend that you use pen names as well. 2 things I highly recommend that you don't do. Number 1, never give anyone access to your account. Number 2, don't share your titles with people, especially once they sell very well, because you've gone through the process of doing the research. You've done everything else. You don't want to just hand over a bestseller to someone else, another marketer, right? Betty says, do I need a Kindle to get started? No, you don't, Betty. As a matter of fact, I think you'll find this pretty funny. I don't even own a Kindle. There's no Kindle in my household. Now, I do have a Samsung Galaxy with the Kindle application on it, and that's how I buy my Kindle books. So that's what's so amazing about this is you can sell to everyone, even if they don't own a Kindle. You can sell to the individual that has a Galaxy tablet like I do, that has an iPad, that has an Android phone, that has a BlackBerry, all right? Zoe says, do we copyright books? Your books actually become copywritten the minute you make them available for sale. Sorry. What was...
Yeah, and the nice thing about that is if you wrote something that some Hollywood producer wanted to turn into a movie, you automatically own the rights.
That's right. Absolutely. And everything is all documented from the point that you made it available in the Kindle store. For short reports, what's a good price? Well, Frank, I shared that with you in the course as well. And guys, some of these questions, just to be fair, because we've got a lot of people that have ordered the course, I'm not going to reveal that because there's some things that are just for course owners. Let's see. Would translating your books into French and German help sales there? Yes, Kurt, that's a good process. Ad says, can you rewrite PLR content you have purchased to make more unique? I really wouldn't go with that. I would go with totally unique content, and I tell you why in the course as well, right? LeBlanca says, are you going to raise the price after 12 a.m.? Well, LeBlanca, the thing is, if you order before 12 midnight, you'll be able to get these bonuses. The bonuses are amazing, so I highly recommend that you do get that order in just so that you can get those bonuses. All right, you don't want to miss out on that stuff. Brett says, looks like a great system. Thank you, Brett. I appreciate that. Let's see. Oh, Daniel says, from the time I get the course, how long will it take for me to actually get something on Amazon? Well, Daniel, the only person that can answer that question is you, to be honest with you. It depends on how quickly you take action. I mean, you can be someone that gets the course and immediately takes action, or you could be someone like me that, you know, takes 2 months before they put their first ebook up. All right, don't follow my lead in that aspect. Take immediate action. Heidi says, are there certain niches Kindle viewers are interested in? Yes, there are certain niches, and there's certain demographics of Kindle owners that do better than others, all right, that buy certain types of books more than others. And I share those stats with you in the course as well. Let's see. What else do we have? You guys have some excellent questions. I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your night to be here to watch this presentation. I know there's a lot of other less productive things that you can be doing. George says, is the course downloadable or is it a hard copy? George, this is a physical course. So all of these DVDs and these videos that you see here on the lower right of your screen, right, I believe it is? Yeah. You will receive all of that in an entire course. So you get everything that you see in the lower right, and then you get the audio that you see on the upper left, the green, aqua blue audio case, and then you'll get the Nook course 30 days from the date that you ordered your Kindle course as well. Ad says, do you have a Blu-ray version? No, we don't, Ad. Can you sell? Jeanette says, can you sell ebooks by other people? Yes or no? No, you only want to sell your own content, Jeanette. All right, you can have ebooks ghostwritten. You can outsource content to other people and sell those, because then you would own the content. Stephanie says, this was truly amazing! Exclamation mark. Stephanie, you just made my day. I love that. I love when I can provide value. That's why you guys are going to see. You're going to really enjoy this course because it's all about value. I will use the information you gave me. So that's just excellent. Thank you, Stephanie, for just being so open. Right? Zoe says, can I go over the bonuses again? Sure, absolutely. Let's see. So when you order tonight, before midnight tonight, you will receive all 3 bonuses. This bonus here is bonus number 1, which has an audio of myself and Greg Caesar. And on this audio, I go over everything that has allowed him to take just 2 titles right out the gate and sell 100 copies. And I think he did that in like less than a month. Okay. This bonus here is a mini course similar to the Kindle course that I'm working on right now that will show you how to also sell your ebooks for the Barnes & Noble's Nook platform. You will receive this about 30 to 45 days after you order your course. That's a bonus there. And this will show you how to publish your ebooks to Nook. There's some cool things that I'm testing that you'll also get those test results for as well. And then the third bonus is just the option to pay in multiple installments. All right, and this is just there on a very limited bonus, very limited time period to make sure that everyone can get in on this. This won't be there past tonight. All right, so if you really want to get in, get your order in tonight. Let's see, what else do we have? Guys, we're going to, Rick, I don't want to take too much of your time, so maybe we'll answer another 2 or 3 questions. Is that cool with you?
Oh, that's fine. People are enthusiastic, and even at my age, I can afford to put some more time into something that's worthwhile for the crowd. I mean, we like to do the best we can, and really, you've taken so much time, I'd hate to sell you short as well, so be my guest. Take some more questions.
Awesome. Now I see why you guys are just so active and so eager to learn, because you guys are just great. I mean, you and Mark are just 2 great guys. So now, Michael says, do I get continuing support after getting the course material? Absolutely, Michael. You get access to me by email, and you get to ask your questions. You get a question once a week to ask by email, and yeah, so you get continued support, absolutely. Because I want to make sure, remember, I'm already doing well on this. Okay, I'm doing extremely well on this. I now get my chops off of seeing you guys do well and my existing students do well. I had, I don't know if any of you guys are following me on Facebook, but I had one of my students put a post up today, and she was just telling me how well she did, and it's just totally made my day. I mean, it's just beautiful when you can see that something that you've created helps other people, right? So, and it helps them to understand things that they may have found very complicated prior to you helping them. Carol says, do you have online training? No, Carol, unfortunately. Everything is in a physical format, all right? This information is, and I'll tell you why I did that, guys. This information is just so valuable. It's just so valuable that I did not want to make it available in an online format and make it easy for people to share, all right? There's only certain people that I want to be part of this, right? Only certain people that I want to be part of this. That's why it's available in a physical format like this. Let's see. Betty says, can I publish something as an agent for someone else who has no access to a computer? You certainly can, yes. That's well within Amazon's terms of service. LeBlanca says, LeBlanca, you can send me an email, and I'll answer your question by email there. I have to talk to Mark to see how long he wants to make this available. I'm really not sure. So I sent you my email address there. So, let's see. Laura says, if I sell a personal book on Kindle, if I wanted to sell a hard copy of it as well, would I be able to do so? Yes, you could. Right, so great questions, guys. I really appreciate. For those of you that have gone in and ordered, just go in and put your name in the questions box. I want to make sure that your orders are the first ones to go out. So just go in. I like to see that. Okay, awesome. Coach says thank you for the webinar. Betty says this webinar was certainly packed with value and it was great. Thank you so much. Well, thank you, Betty. I appreciate you really investing in yourself and making sure that you're doing something productive with your time. Awesome. Right. So there you have it, guys. Hilda says OfferVault delivers. Great. Awesome. So I appreciate you guys for having me, Rick and Mark. This was an excellent webinar. I appreciate the responsiveness of your crowd here. You guys have a great crowd, as I said many, many times. Sharon says thank you for your information.
Well, I just want to thank you and our commiserations to Greg for suffering a few shots you took at him. But I know he's a man with broad shoulders like yourself, and he survived much worse over the years when you put him up as one of your examples of not too intelligent, but he succeeded. We're not going to mention he wasn't here when you said that out loud, so.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't.
No,
and, you know, that's why I said it.
Revenge will come back, though.
We think he wasn't there. Hey, Greg, now that we have you on the phone, do you mind sharing a little bit, talking about what you've been able to accomplish using the course? And guys, I want you to. There's a lot of people that are snapping this up right now. I want you to go to www.30dayprofits.com/Mark to get your copy right now, as well as all of the bonuses. Again, www.30dayprofits.com/Mark. I know we had one person that said that was not coming up for him, but it did open up on my end. Rick said it opens up on his end. Maybe if you leave the www out and just go to 30dayprofits.com/Mark, that might help. Betty says, when will I receive the first of the course? Betty, your course, for everyone that orders tonight, your course actually gets mailed out ASAP. Okay, that's why I want you to get your order in tonight, so that it gets mailed out ASAP. All right, so you should receive a thank you email from me that gives you some get started tips and things that you can do while you're waiting for your course to arrive. And Greg, do you want to just?
Yeah. Well, first thing, many of the folks know, I sell a lot of products online. I also drive a lot of traffic offline as well. So I'm a very well-versed, very seasoned internet marketer. And this is different. This really isn't internet marketing. And so when I went into this and when I was learning from you, I was very green. I mean, this was not something that I had experience in. This was not something that I knew the realms of possibilities. And so I went in just like everyone else on the line is going in as, I know absolutely nothing. And like I said earlier, within 24 hours of my first product going up, I made a sale within 24 hours. And at that point, that's when I realized, when you start a new project, you make the first sale, you say, oh my goodness, this is going to be good. So, and I know I probably drove you crazy because I was asking you a lot of stuff. I went through the videos that you had sent me. Folks, I actually went through the videos also. Went through the videos, asked some questions, started implementing. You talked about some things about outsourcing and putting your video covers and all that stuff. And, I followed it to a T. I said, at this particular juncture, I'm the student, and, I'm not going to try and do anything different. I'm just going to follow what you were saying. And I got to tell you, it absolutely works. We're selling hundreds of copies a month from the book titles that we have up there. And we're actually adding more titles, and we've hired some ghostwriters to do some things for us. But the thing I got to say, you're 100% right in terms of the content. You have to create good content. You have to create unique content. And because, don't look at it because it's easy to do. It's let me put junk up there. I don't think that's the right thing. I don't think that's a long-term strategy. I think that's a very short-term strategy, right, if that's what you're going to do. But really easy in terms of work. I mean, I didn't have to do work. I outsourced some of it. So this is not something that you have to kill yourself working hard on, but it's working smart, putting it out there, And like I said, this is different. If you're used to internet marketing, this is not internet marketing. This is not the things you've heard a million times over. So it's a great system.
Absolutely. Thank you for those words, Greg. And again, guys, make sure you visit the site www.30dayprofits.com/Mark. And with that said, Rick, again, I appreciate you having me and spending your time with us tonight. I know this was a long webinar, so thank you.
Well, it was enthralling, if that's a word I can use on the internet. I'm not sure what's allowed anymore these days. No, fascinating, and really, I have to say that from the perspective of somebody who's watched this Kindle gimmick and seen it show up at, as you said, it's now gone on the shelves in stores everywhere. I thought, okay, is it going to be a gimmick? The damn things are everywhere. I walk my dogs in the morning and I see kids on the way to school sitting at the bus stop reading Kindle books. I don't know what they're reading, but these are 12, 13, 14-year-old kids. And people guys like me who have to go shopping with their wives, the guy sitting at the coffee bar reading a Kindle book. So it's everywhere. And this is Canada. So, if it's popular in Canada, it's got to be popular everywhere. It's obviously, it's replacing ink on your fingers and paper cuts. It's amazing. And I think that you've opened the door to something that's completely different from affiliate marketing, as you already pointed out, as Greg pointed out. It's not affiliate marketing. This is you selling yourself. This is not you selling somebody else. You're not linking to somebody else's product. You own this. You put it out there. It's there forever. Could be online. I mean, books sell for a long time. Shakespeare's been around for how many 100 years? You have no idea how long this thing could continue for you. So it's really worth a serious consideration, folks. And thank you so much. Couldn't thank you guys enough. We'll see you on the next go around. And Greg, we didn't make too much fun of you, but we thank you so much for putting up with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ty, thanks again.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.